Hello, my name is Benita Blocker. I'm actually the first cousin of Michael C. Blocker. Um, I am the author of the Exonerate Michael Exonerate Michael campaign. I have that on Twitter as well as some on Facebook. My website is applebaumparadigm.blogspot.com. Uh, Exonerate Michael is about my first cousin Michael C. Blocker, who's incarcerated. Life without parole. Life without parole for a crime that he did not commit. He got railroaded in Georgia. He should fit the nonviolent category that President Obama is trying to get, nonviolent offenders out of prison who can merge back into the population. And my cousin should fit that qualification. He's served 9 years so far for he the charges are burglary, rape, and kidnapping. The burglary he has always admitted to. He would have happily taken a plea bargain or a deal for the burglary. But in Augusta, Georgia, they want to charge him with uh, a rape and kidnapping, which he adamantly denied doing. They want to stack the charges, uh, forcing him to try to take burglary, rape, and kidnapping. Um, there was substantial proof of the burglary. He is a repeat offender of burglary and theft, but there's no sign of rape in his past. My uncle, his dad, the family, the rape did not match what he doesn't do rape. So, and the woman was age 74. Um, he had her to open a safe and get money, jewelry, and coins. Money, jewelry, and coins. There's no reason for a repeat offender of theft to put down all of this money, jewelry, and coins for a 1 minute rape. One, you don't have any rape DNA. There's no internal DNA match, internal vaginal DNA match. There was no internal vaginal DNA match. So you don't have that. You don't have any body fluids on her green nightshirt with white lace trim. No body fluids. You have no fingerprints. Your sexual assault kit says no tears, no abrasions, no lacerations, no bleeding, no bruising, zero severity. The woman doesn't look like she's raped. Okay, so you have no proof of rape. Your grand jury even switched the order. At first it was rape and robbery, or rape and burglary, and then they switched it to burglary, and then the rape and kidnapping were second and third counts. So the burglary was clear. The rape and the kidnapping, I'm going to assume and give the benefit of the doubt that you all misread the DNA report. There was a match on external vaginal DNA, which to me means is outside of the vagina, which you clearly have put in your investigator notes that there was no prints. So she opened the safe, gave him the jewelry, the coins, and the money. So you already have an opportunity for DNA to exchange just because of the exchange of stolen goods. So be that sweat or something under the fingernails, whatever. Yes, you had burglary DNA match. You had no rape DNA match. Uh, so you have no proof of the rape. So why is he in there for life without parole? Makes no sense whatsoever. Now this is the election year. When he went in, it was the offense occurred January 9th, 2007. The news, it was all over the news with a mugshot that didn't even look like him, that this woman got robbed and raped. And I guess she was in a affluent neighborhood, prominent woman. And this whole thing got sensationalized. Then you connected my cousin to the burglary, which you then assume that the rape was also true. But even in the alleged rape victim, she said that the person made a phone call before leaving. So apparently she got robbed, raped, and he made a phone call. But you found that there was nothing but incoming phone calls. So there was already a dishonest or an untruth that you've proved was wrong. So what would make you think that her whole story was true? I'm not sure. But needless to say, the burglary was there. So why is a nonviolent burglar in prison in Georgia life without parole? That's slavery. You all also gave him mental health drugs for, I guess, a whole year. He felt like he was in solitary confinement. You all treated him as like he was abnormal, like he had attention deficit hyperactive disorder or something like that. You treated him like he was schizophrenic. You were treating him, you had him under medical, the medication, even through the trial. So under duress, you sent other court-appointed attorneys trying to convince him after, I guess, 2 days of a trial with a jury sitting there. You convince him that 20 years for burglary is good. You don't need to do this trial, 20 years and it's done. So he, being under medication, being under duress, signed off what he thought was 20 years for burglary. Granted, he was a repeat offender for burglary and I think drugs. But 20 years. So he was told to apologize to the lady. He'll get 20 years. He did what he was told, and the judge gave him life without parole. Within a week of him being sentenced for life without parole, you clearly see on his case management file that within a week he asked for trial transcripts. It's been 9 years. He still hadn't seen trial transcripts, I've been told, because he signed a guilty plea. He is not entitled to transcripts because he's ineligible for appeal. So they sent him a one-way ticket into the prison system. That's slavery, that's conspiracy, that's racketeering. So I have asked about this false imprisonment. I've asked the Department of Justice. I've asked the FBI. I've asked the Attorney General. Everybody just points fingers like, it's not my jurisdiction. So I don't know who to ask, but the family would like for Michael Blocker to be released from the Georgia prison system under false imprisonment. You denied his right to trial by jury. You denied his right to appeal. You have no proof of violence, no DNA proof. You have nothing that should be holding him there for life without parole. And he has served at least the 9 years. You had him in jail for a year. I don't even know if you gave him credit for the year that you tortured him in jail. He said he was in solitary confinement. He did not get legal counsel. Um, the way you all restrained him to even get the buccal swabs for his DNA. He was a repeat offender. So he knew the court system. I'm not saying that's a good thing that he was a repeat offender, but he knew the court system. He knew the jail process, the arrest process. So he knew the way you all treated him was not right. He knew to order those transcripts. It's there. There's no reason why those transcripts are missing. The transcripts are missing, but there was a newspaper reporter, Sandy Hodson, with the Augusta Chronicle that covered 3 days of trials. That's the only thing. And in her articles, it says that he was adamant from the day of arrest that he did not rape that woman. So you also have mentioned that he was high, but you picked him up 1 week after the offense. Again, his face didn't match the mugshot. I read through the investigator notes, and you all actually showed the alleged victim a bunch of pictures. She couldn't figure out who was who. Then you all had a sketch, a mugshot sketch, and she just said, yeah, that looks good enough. And so the sketch was just really a place marker. You all had no, and it wasn't like she identified the person. You all used that sketch as a place marker. It was something that you all generated. That rape victim or alleged rape victim did not generate that sketch. I read through the investigator notes. So you don't have DNA. You don't, the sexual assault kit, no abrasions, no bruises, no tears, no lacerations, no bleeding, zero severity. You have no proof of violence. He's a repeat offender as far as burglary. He knew not to leave fingerprints. He had her to give him money, coins, jewelry. You got a burglar, has all of that, and this woman is 74. He's 30 something, and she has no signs of violence, but she's claiming rape. And you have no proof of rape. You have no proof that he was high. There's no reason why he should be in prison. There's no reason why at this point he needs to be let go. There's no reason why the transcripts should be missing. He is pro se, so he's intelligent enough to represent himself. He's smart. People who deal drugs are smart, okay? So it's a business. It's a legal business, and I don't know enough about it, but I know business, and I have corresponded with my cousin enough to know that he can merge back into society. He has served his time. His parents have passed, and he has enough on his plate. He does not want to be treated the way he's been treated for the last 9 years, as far as the 1 year of solitary confinement in your Richmond County jail, and just having to deal with, the 9 years of being in prison and knowing that your parents have died and you are stuck in a life without parole situation where you can't do anything about it. to have anyone sent into that prison system on a one-way ticket and you have no proof of violence, that's ridiculous. So as far as the assistant DA at the time was Ashley Wright. The DA at the time was Daniel J. Craig, and the sergeant prosecutor was Richard Roundtree. If you're in the Augusta, Georgia area, you probably recognize that Richard Roundtree is the sheriff now, and he's up for re-election, which I hope someone contests that. Daniel Craig, who was the DA, is now a judge who is up for re-election. I hope someone contests that. And Ashley Wright, who was assistant DA, is now a DA, and her position's up for re-election this year. I hope someone contests that. These three individuals were attached to my cousin's case. I feel like there was a level of corruption then, and there's a level of corruption now. There is a stronghold within that Augusta community. I have met enough people who felt like they have suffered under the leadership of at least 2 out of 3 of these individuals, definitely one of them. And they can't find attorneys. I've met so many people who have said they are looking for attorneys. Daniel Craig is so well respected in the area, but I guess so well respected is a stronghold at this point because nobody wants to go up against him. So if people are having issues and Daniel Craig is attached to it, everybody is somewhat fearful. And I respect that because these people are in power. So I'm encouraging the residents of Augusta, the residents of Richmond County, to take that power back. Get rid of these corrupt elected officials. They've served their 8 years. They've used my cousin as a scapegoat to get their little promotions. They served their time. Let's make Augusta better. I don't live there, but that is the city where my cousin was sent the one-way ticket into that prison system. That's slavery, modern day slavery. That's mass incarceration. I was not used to the prison system, still not used to it, not used to mass incarceration. But when you take a man's right away to have an appeal and you throw the key away and there's nobody that died and it's a black against a white situation, it's just ridiculous in any city. So residents of Augusta, you need to find somebody to contest against Ashley Wright, Daniel Craig, and Richard Roundtree. You need to clean up Augusta, and I need my cousin released. I've already talked to the Department of Justice. I talked to the FBI. I talked to the Attorney General. Everybody's pointing fingers. It's out of my jurisdiction. It's out of my jurisdiction. I don't know who to talk to. And a lot of the attorneys are very scared to deal with this case. But the National Action Network is working with me to identify the team of attorneys to get the situation corrected, and we will be helping to get Michael released sooner than later. I really hope that this process gets easier, and that's why I'm making this video. If you would like to write to the National Action Network, the Atlanta office, let them know that you're in support of Michael being released. And again, he can successfully merge back into society, and he should be released. There's no reason for him to be in there at this time. So thank you for listening, and this is a call to action. I hope that you do what you need to do to make Augusta better. Have a great day.